the only goal of human is to be useful, right?
Yeah.
Be useful to other, right? In my case, I feel like I need to be useful to like my community. I need to be useful to more and more people, and that's my goal of life.
Welcome to another episode of Sell Me This Podcast. This week, we have the privilege of hosting Akshay from Tech Connect Alberta. We dive into a really important conversation about the importance of gratitude and servant leadership, the growing tech community in Calgary, and the opportunity that exists when you bring a community together. We hope you enjoy. Welcome to another episode of Sell Me This Podcast. I am very excited for today's episode. I feel like we've been trying to schedule this for a tiny bit, and thank you very much for responding to my LinkedIn message. But today we have with us Akshay. Akshay, you are a staple in the community here, and you've done some really very cool work around kind of bringing together people around creating careers and opportunities for them. I'm the worst at introducing people, and so I think that you'll probably do a much better job introducing yourself than I will. But why don't you introduce yourself to our guests and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity for me to be here. Like I have seen a couple of your podcasts, and you are a really great host. So
keep going.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful that during our conversation, maybe I will know something more about myself too. You know, it's like a self-reflection.
Oh my goodness, this is very cerebral.
No.
Okay, I like it.
So as you said, like my name is Akshay, and I'm a techie by background. I work as a cloud architect for one of the company. Other than that, I'm very passionate about people. When you say like about the community, about supporting others, and I've been passionate for very long, right? And I always like when I moved to Canada in 2009, right? I was in the university. I used to run like a community group over there, try to help the students settle. Once I graduated, I used to go to the events, help people. But suddenly, what I find is like just during the COVID time, right? When people have started feeling more lonely, when they see there's like a more distance, right? And at that time also there were like a huge rush of the people coming to Canada at the same time, right? And at that time I meet a lot of people who are like looking for work, looking for a company, right? That they are feeling looking for support. So at that time I used to ask people to come to like a maybe get together in a playground, right? And they're like 5 people standing in a circle talking to each other, and we talk about like how we can support each other. And at that time I realized that maybe I can scale it up.
So I have infinity questions about that, but I just wanted to, reflecting on COVID, I think that any other time when you said we gathered 5 grown adults in a playground and just talked in a circle, I feel like that would be slightly frowned upon. But I completely get what you're saying, where the COVID brought people together in weird ways, but it also created these little buckets, and I can't even imagine moving to a brand new country and trying to create and build a new life without being able to go meet people. Like that must have just been, from the people you were talking to, the most surreal but also challenging experience.
Yes, and especially when people are coming from outside, right? They have to go through at that time, like coming from the airports, it's frowned upon, right? You get out of the airport, they will close you in some hotel room, right? They were crazy times.
Yeah.
And after coming out of there, then you're like, okay, what do I do now? And you're looking for that support system, right? And I think that as a human, that's the first thing we can offer to other person. Like, okay, let's meet, let's come to that area. We can be far from each other, and we can talk about things. We can talk about life in general. We can talk about like how we can be helpful to each other.
Yeah. Well, and so have you always been inclined to bringing people together? Like if you think back to even when you were younger, or even kind of school days, like were you always the connector of people, or is this something that you've kind of learned or built through experience?
I think I won't say like I was connected with people when I was very, very young. Like when I moved to the high school, and my parents sent me to study to a different city, and then I really started enjoying like that idea of connecting with people, that idea of that there's another person, right? And that connection which you form, it can give you like a great happiness. That's the time I started exploring a bit more.
I love it. And then you kind of brought that in. You said you moved here in 2009.
Yes.
And then did you come here for school originally?
Yes. I came here, did my master's in computational geophysics from University of Calgary. Then I started working.
And then through school, you said you started kind of bringing people together, but COVID was really where you
Yes.
started. Was that kind of the foundation of Tech Connect?
Yes. That's where the Tech Connect gets started. And again, like I won't say like Tech Connect is just started by me. I feel like Tech Connect started by like a lot of people because it's a people, right? It's made by people, and it's the people who get together and they try to push it up. Like I become the face. That's a different thing, right? Because I'm everywhere. I'm talking to people. I'm trying to get them together. But I feel like Tech Connect is something which is made by people,
Yeah.
and right now we have close to 15,000 people. And it's because they wanted to be there to support each other, right?
That's incredible. And so for someone that isn't familiar with Tech Connect, how would you describe the work that you're doing?
So I feel like the mission of the Tech Connect is like to help people succeed, right? And while making people succeed, you also enjoy their success. That's our goal. We started with tech because I'm from tech background, and I feel like that's the place where I can start with. And tech is like everywhere we use tech, right? Even like while we're sitting doing this podcast, right? And you have a mic, and you need somebody to maybe fix that mic, right? You need somebody to record that session. That's also a tech part. So I thought that's the place where we can start, and getting connecting with like a lot more people. Like every company, like you go, like they have like using some kind of technology somewhere, even a computer screen. That's a technology, right? So I feel like that's the point which I picked. That's the common point, and that's how we started Tech Connect.
I love it. And so when you're talking about helping people succeed,
Yes.
what does that practically mean? Is it succeed? Are they in life and happiness? Are they helping them find jobs? Like what's the connecting point that's leading them to that success you're talking about?
See, when I started Tech Connect, or I should say again, like when I get a support to start Tech Connect from other people, the idea is to create a community of givers.
Yeah.
Like the people who can give back to community, right? And how you can give back, like when somebody come to you, and the Canada, I think the most painful thing is finding job for anyone, right? And it's getting more and more tough as we're going to like AI era or efficiency era, what we call. So when the whole idea of the Tech Connect is to help people earn, make a career, or help people gain those skills so they can earn a living.
Yeah.
And that's the reason like the group becomes so big, because everybody find like, okay, this is something where I can grow with.
Yeah.
And then see, with the community of giver, you also get a community of matchers. So matchers are the people who are like, what I can get from him and what I can give to him. So my goal is to have everybody those matchers convert into the givers.
Right. So you're trying to create almost this kind of self-sustaining ecosystem.
Yes.
Where you have the givers, you have the matchers, and you're really bringing all these people together so that they can create success for the group as a whole.
Yes. So like for example, if you talk just in terms of numbers, right? In last one year, we supported close to 130 people and job opportunities.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's to the network, right? Like everybody's doing something for everyone,
Yeah.
right? So we have 15,000 people, but not everybody maybe has a time to come to a networking event every evening. But one person is there who heard about an opportunity somewhere else, and that person is just like, I heard about this opportunity, and this job is never posted, and we know somebody who will fit, and we put that resume forward, and that person gets selected.
Incredible. And so how are you building, like 15,000 people is not a small community.
No.
Those are really impressive numbers. And I know you and the work you're doing, like that is growing very quickly as well right now.
Yes.
Why are people drawn to what you're building?
See, when people, I feel like maybe out of 15,000, we have a lot of people who have very good jobs, right?
Yeah.
Who are already settled. But I feel like they wanted to do something for the community,
Yeah.
right? And they find that it's a chance for them to do it. So there are a lot of people who want to do a lot for others. They just don't know where to start. So sometimes a little push, a little path, and they were like, okay, we'll give some time over there. We'll help somebody. and that's be our deed of the day.
Perfect. And so it's a way for them to connect. And so I don't necessarily have to be a job seeker to join the community. You're actually looking for people that believe in the purpose of what you're doing.
Yes. And I will give the example, right? Last year we started a program. It's called Women Entrepreneurship Program. And what we did is like we helped 7 women entrepreneurs and made their websites for free, made their digital marketing for free. We didn't charge anything. And because when somebody's starting the business, it's very tough. It's not easy to start a business, right? So instead of like getting them confused with all the technology and everything, we say like, okay, let us build the website for you for free. We don't charge. And then I use the people who are already part of community. Why don't you do it for them? And they do it, right? So they are already giving back to the community. So I already have a givers in the in the system, right? And now when they deliver it, and then there are other givers who are like, oh, we are looking for some people. Can you refer some? We're like, they take these people. They did an excellent job on these projects, and then they pick these individuals. So it's like you're continuously giving it back to the community, and you are getting it back.
Well, and even I know you do a lot of work in the not-for-profit space too.
Yes.
And I think you have some similar programs there as well.
Yes. So currently, like we are working with a few non-profits. We are helping them with their AI policies because we understand like non-profits are short staff and they have to do a lot of things. They have limited budget. So we are helping them to implement like AI technology and try to optimize the process for them.
Yeah.
Right. We also work with other non-profits like, for example, Calgary Food Bank. Right. Last year, our community did close to 100 hours of volunteering work for Calgary Food Bank. So, as a community, like giving 100 hours to a Calgary Food Bank in a year, it's a lot of time, right? And motivating these people, and like a lot of these people are newcomer, right? Like maybe 50-60% of my community, like people are newcomer, and when they come and they give back to the community and they want to be the part of the system, they are already learning those Canadian ways.
Right. And then also 100 hours if you spread it out across 15,000 people.
Yes.
Isn't, if someone gave up a month of work, it might be challenging for one person.
Yeah.
But I see exactly what you're saying, where if you can kind of rally that community around it,
yes,
you can achieve incredible things.
Yes. As I always say, like I just need 5 minutes of everyone time from my that community, right? I know like life is very busy and there's no end to the success, right? Like a lot of people ask me like why you do this, like why you do this, right? Like and I tell them like I have enough.
Yeah.
And when they say, oh, you have enough, I never heard somebody saying I have enough. And like what I mean, like I'm very content where I am in my life, but now I want to get that happiness back to the community. I want to get happiness inside me by helping others, by helping other success. There's a saying, I tell this to everyone. Happiness is the only thing which gets double when you share it.
I love that.
Yeah. So, and that's the mission of our community. And it's just growing and I'm learning things along the way. I have a lot of amazing people who support me. Like, you have Ian on the show, right? Yeah. Like he supported me a lot. Dennis, so he supported me a lot. I have like a core team of 21 people, right? And
incredible. And so are those all volunteers?
All volunteers, and they do that for me, and I feel so indebted to them for doing that for me. They believe in me. They give them their time. Keith, I think the most valuable thing you have in your life is your time, and if you can give it to someone, we should be very thankful to them. And they give that all the time to me. So I feel like I'm always in debt from them.
Yeah. Well, and I know that even on like your LinkedIn, you profess you're the chief servant leader, I think, or the chief servant, and that gratitude and that gratefulness comes through 100 times over in the work that you're doing, and it's really special as well. And so, if people are looking to kind of be part of that community or join that community, how are you taking on new members? Or are you how do people get connected into the work that you're doing?
It's very funny. I will tell you a story now. So I told you a story, right, where we had like 5 people get together. Yeah. So we started with a group of 5, right? We then make a small, WhatsApp, right? We made a small WhatsApp group of 5, and the group got filled because WhatsApp has a limit of 1,000 people.
I was going to say it's a big WhatsApp group with 15,000 people.
Yeah. So it got filled, and I made another WhatsApp group. It got filled. Then I make another one. It got filled. I like, it won't work like that. And so I ended up making like a Discord server, which is like a Slack. I'm at a Discord server, so a lot of people are over there. A lot of people also can sign up for our can go to like a Tech Connect website and they can sign up for our emails for the events and like what we do, newsletter, because it's hard to get people at one stage together, right? So we have like different venues where people are more comfortable in using it, and again, like I have like my volunteers who keep people engaged, members engaged, and we are growing, right? Like I get a lot of messages from GTA, from Toronto, and they're like, can you make a community like this in Toronto? But again, like Calgary is such a city where everybody's like close to each other. I think it's much easier to do this thing here than to that bigger location.
And so this is a question that seems to be coming up a lot as a trend on this show recently, which is Calgary. I wouldn't pick too many other places to start a business right now.
Yes.
It's an incredible community. There's a buzz. There's an energy. But from your perspective, and you're saying it here as well, like, what is so special about Calgary compared to some of these other regions? And there's nothing against them, but there does seem to be something special in the city here.
I think that I always say like Calgary is a city of connectors, right? City of people, and they're the people who really care for each other, right? Again, there are always more matchers than the givers, but it doesn't take much effort to convert those matchers into the givers. And I feel like I see more and more givers in the community here, like whether it's Platform Calgary who like support us a lot, right? Like I think I give a lot of success of Tech Connect credit to them. Like I feel like they have been very supportive to us. Similarly, like the people in Calgary, like whether I guess like Ian, whether it's Dennis, like and many others who just send me a message and like, oh, you should talk to that person, you should talk to Akshay, like you're looking for someone, talk to Akshay. You're looking for a website getter, talk to him, right? And you're looking to get a job, talk to him. So all those people are like always there as a pillar of support. And without those pillar of support, like nobody can. I don't think I can grow. And I think Calgary has those pillar of supports, which is growing. There are a lot of positivity here, and as we go ahead, as we go ahead in an AI era, we need that positivity and the support system.
I agree completely, and I think that human connection is getting more and more important. You probably have a really interesting lens, seeing not just the tech jobs, but also having to work on some of these. You mentioned a couple of AI strategy projects, a couple things that are really shaping how people are using these technologies. Are there specific trends that you're starting to see pop up when it comes to how people are using some of these different technologies?
See, right now, most of the companies which I work with, and even the non-profits, they're trying to make the process efficient.
Yeah.
Right. They're trying to make the process more efficient so that they can. For non-profit, it's about like getting those people to do some other work instead of like doing like writing those emails or checking the documents or social media postings, right? So they want the AI to do those things, and these people need to go out, talk to people. That's what non-profits want to do. Big corporation, they're trying to reach efficiency, so they have a different goals, right? And then most of the big corporation focus on the bottom line, which is important too. But I feel like again, these are my thoughts, right? That right now we are very in the beginning phase of AI. I heard somewhere like AI is like an amoeba right now, right?
Yeah.
And in next few years, when it become a T-Rex, we don't know how it will be.
Or it could become a brontosaurus. They're a little friendlier.
Yes. But it's very hard to predict, right? Like where we are going.
Yeah.
But as I said, like in the beginning, right? As we go into that AI era, I think human connection will become more and more important.
Definitely. And so, how are you kind of building some of that human connection? Like you talked about in-person events. Is that a big part of what your strategy of connecting your different members is?
So. As I say, like we do like a lot of online events. We do like a lot of online messaging through WhatsApp, Discord too. But in-person events are really where you can see the person, you can talk to the person, you can connect the person to a personal level. Especially when you have a community of 15,000 people,
Yeah.
It's like a lot of time when I go to in-person event, somebody will come to me like, I messaged you, you never replied.
Yeah.
Or I message you. This is getting more common now because I get so many messages it's very hard for me to get back to them.
And I don't know about you, but like LinkedIn is a complete vortex. Like LinkedIn, it's messages is the least effective messaging platform sometimes.
Yes, yes. So meeting people face to face gives a credibility. So we like I prefer that method. But I think as we are growing, the another thing which we'll focus on, like as I said, like we committed like 100 hours to Calgary Food Bank.
Yeah.
We are gonna do more partnership with like different nonprofits because we have a big community, and all these nonprofits are looking for the people to support them, right? So we will be working with these nonprofits, helping them to do partnership with them, and we will support them whether it's for tech or whether for volunteering.
Yeah.
And this way they will also grow. They will get the support system. At the same time, our volunteers, our people, they will get a chance to go out and I feel like if you are volunteering at a food bank, that's also a networking.
Yeah.
You are doing a networking for a good cause. You're talking about each other, and you know the people who came there, putting their time. They're nice people.
100%, and you kind of find people with similar interests,
Yes.
similar connections, and then also I imagine there's probably benefit in them getting that portfolio access too, to say, hey, here's where we delivered X result to this organization.
Yes. I will actually I will give you an example. So we worked for a woman entrepreneur. We made a website for her. We delivered the like some other functionality for her website. Then she came back to us. She like, I want to add like a payment system. I want to add like a better backend. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna charge you this much. But that price was still much cheaper than the market rate because the people who did that, they need some experience.
Yeah.
So in the end, these people are getting paid who volunteered on it. So now they also got paid after delivering the project as a volunteer. Now they're working as a paid project members, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the way going forward. Show your value. Show that you are useful. I always say like actually I think maybe I can be wrong, but so the Dalai Lama once said, right, the only goal of human is to be useful, right?
Yeah.
Be useful to other, right? In my case, I feel like I need to be useful to like my community. I need to be useful to more and more people, and that's my goal of life, right? And so that's what I'm trying to spread to the people who are part of my community. So when they work on the projects, they are useful to the woman entrepreneur. That entrepreneur is like generating revenue for the city of Calgary, for Alberta, for Canada, through taxes, creating jobs, right? So everybody is getting benefit.
Yeah. One, I totally get what you're saying, where sometimes it just needs that catalyst to get that kind of the ball turning a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
At a completely unrelated, I remember like the micro lending, especially, when that was kind of a big trend. I think it's kind of caught wind since then.
Yes.
But the idea that, traditional businesses in some developing countries couldn't get access to, even like $25 as a funding, that would be incredibly important as that foundational element of kind of getting those things turning.
Yes. And that's what Tech Connect is doing right now. It's helping those entrepreneurs to get that foundation.
And so a little bit of a polarizing question, and I remember this was a big challenge before, and I don't know if it still exists, but I know that there was a big stigma around kind of Canadian experience, we'll call it, which is one of my big pet peeves. Is that still a challenge when you're dealing with a lot of the newcomers to Canada around kind of what have you done in Canada?
See, when you as an employer, when you see a resume, right? When you look at the resume, you see like, okay, the person has like a lot of international experience. Yeah. The problem is that resume doesn't come with the credibility. Yeah. You don't know whether it's true or not. That's a problem, right? Like you don't know. I'm not saying like it's lie or true, but you don't know. Right. And then you see another resume which has like a Canadian experience in that. Who will you pick?
I guess so. I feel like it's so flawed because there's so many people that like I think of one gentleman on our team in specific that some of the projects that he's worked on dwarf like 98% of projects that would even happen in Canada.
Yes.
And yet I know that he had a lot of challenges kind of turning that corner and saying, okay, well, I've worked on these $20 billion infrastructure projects. And it seems really backwards. And I know the Ontario government, I think actually just yesterday came out with some legislation trying to mitigate against that. But I was curious from your perspective if that's still a challenge.
So actually, I think one of my friends posted about that on our LinkedIn. I ended up putting a big comment on it, I remember. So the first thing is, if you look at the job posting, they never ask for Canadian experience.
Yeah.
And they never say that you need to have like 1 year Canadian experience. They just say like you need to have 2 years of experience.
Right.
Then you apply online and then your resume will get lost. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where the connection comes handy. Right? Like if there's a job posting maybe at Keith office and I know someone and who I know that person is a fit, and I will say, Keith, look at this person's resume and he has some great work. Now that person is coming with someone's word, right, which you value. So that's where the networking comes handy, right? The second thing about that legislation is like they wanted to make sure that if a job get posted, that job exists. It's not a fake job. But again, you cannot change that as well because a lot of this job posting depend upon the company policies. Sometimes they posted the job, and by the time they're like, okay, we are hiring, there are cuts. So it's very hard. You have no control over it. Regarding but it's a good start.
Yeah.
At least they're talking about it, right? There's a conversation about it, and conversation is a good place to begin with. In terms of like a newcomer looking looking forward, I think the best. I always tell this to like people looking for, go with an idea like what I can do for you, right? As I said, being useful to others. And if you go with that idea, like I find like most of the people like find opportunities very fast. You need to change that mentality that what I can get out of that what I can give it to them.
Interesting. And so, like, do you believe that most people go in saying, here's, like, what can you do for me versus what can I do for you? And just flipping that switch is really the key to the narrative?
Yes. Because, see, I know, it's very tough that when you go in, like, I'm looking for a job. Or, like, when you go in, you have that mindset that this thing will get me a job. But when you go with that mindset that let me go, let me learn, let me see how I can help that person, it changes everything. It changes the movie from the flop to become a blockbuster.
Yeah.
And it happened. I have seen it many times.
Well, and I think you're onto something there too. And even as an employer, and we have a small team, but one of the hardest things to find is the ability to solve problems, right? And it's not about how accurately can I put in an invoice. It's not about like the skills. It's about the resiliency and the ability to look at some of those problems.
Yes.
And bring solutions forward to them rather than just complete, a series of tasks on an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. Also, see, as I say, like, for example, the podcast, right? I will give you an example of podcast. Maybe I wanted to meet Keith, right? And I see Keith podcast a couple of times. So I sent a message to Keith. Probably Keith didn't reply me, right? What can I do? I will promote Keith podcast. Right, I will share Keith podcast on every platform I can get, and eventually Keith like, oh, this guy keep posting that my podcast. Oh, he messaged me. Maybe I should reply him.
Yeah.
Right? See, that's how I'm providing the value. So you can always provide value to other person. Doesn't matter. Like it, and again, it began with an idea that you're trying to be useful. You're trying to be giver.
Yeah.
Right. You're trying to give something to them.
And so I think this is a really interesting conversation thread that leads into almost, in my opinion, some like ideas around empathy, because I think that you have to be able to understand what's important for someone else too, because what's important to you might be different than what's important or useful to me. That might be different than what's useful to Zach. So do you have conversations with people about how do you determine where to apply that usefulness?
See, you touch my actually that's my wife's favorite point, empathy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like she's a big inspiration to me for that area. So I always tell people like be empathetic toward other people, and when you go with that attitude, that how I can support that person, how I can make that other person successful, right? How I can put that person above my needs, above my own ego. Then you're always able to find that particular thing where that you can benefit the other person. It's not hard. You just have to be empathetic. You just have to like what I can do for them. And I find like I think we live in a world where doing something for someone is seen as like an agenda.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like look at me and they're like, why are you doing this? Like, you have a full-time job, you have like you have a nice, you're living a good life, you don't need to do that. Why you do that? But I think they miss that idea. Like, the people who ask this question, they don't know the happiness you get by bringing by helping others, by being a part of their success, right? It's called joy,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and I think that there's people, to your point, that they get suspicious of it, right? That they're so used to some sort of reciprocal agreement that if someone's being very nice to them, if someone's being overly generous, if someone's offering the olive branch, so to speak, that they're like, oh, like they're almost a little bit timid. They're like, well, what do they want? What's their end game?
Yeah.
And I think that it's really refreshing to be, encouraging. Just people can just be nice people and do nice things for others, and be content with where they are, and still be wanting to help other people.
Yeah. And this is like a this is called a basic humanity, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of I'm not sure if you've heard of a thing called Stoicism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of that Stoicism philosophy, like Stoicism, and I'm a big philosophy reader too. And I like at the end of the day, I like to write what I did, right? And at the end of the day, I do like a self reflection, like did I do anything nice for someone? Am I able to help someone today, right? Am I able to true to my values, which is like being kind, being courageous, right? Doing the right thing. Is any am I able to follow those values all along the day? And that's how I do the self reflection. And how you and everybody else, like how you get so much energy to do all this thing, right? I get that energy because I get that happiness that I am able to do something for someone today. Even sometimes, like maybe I had a very busy day. I just replied to one LinkedIn message, and I feel happy about that. That get registered in my brain that I did something good today. I'm happy about it. That's it. I will look forward to the next day then.
So you brought up something very interesting about kind of managing that energy and managing that output as well. You're a man about town. You're at a lot of events. You're shaking hands a lot. You're meeting people, but you also have a day job.
Yes.
How do you balance those two things? And because I think that there's a lot of people that find, and I say this hopefully somewhat humbly, but like there's a lot of people that find excuses as to why not, right? And you're clearly doing a lot, and I think that there's a lot of easy off ramps that are easy, like ways for you not to do all of the things that you're doing. So how do you manage those two things in concert, and how do you balance those two lives?
Okay, first I will give credit to two team. Like one is like my family,
Yeah.
my wife and my son. They give me a flexibility to do these things and like, go out in the evening, do the event, connect with the people.
Yeah.
And the second is like my core team. Like I have like a team of like 21 people. They do a lot of work for me. So they really help me to do like both of these pillars. They really help me to get the time out to do these things. Without them, I cannot do it. And again, like the energy. As I said before, right? See, like yesterday, I got a message from someone. No, thank you. I got a job. I got all the thank you, but these 15,000 people do most of the work, but I get all the thank you because I'm the face, right? So I got someone from like, thank you that I'm able to land an opportunity after struggling for so much, and I'm really thankful to you for that. And that message will give me the energy for one whole month, right? And every morning when I wake up, I tell this to myself that, okay, I'm very thankful to the God for giving me another day. I'm standing. I'm really thankful for that. I have a beautiful family. I'm thankful for that. I have beautiful people who support me. I'm thankful for that. And all this I'm getting because God want me to help more people. So I will do it again today.
There you go.
And I do this every morning.
And just and that gives you kind of the energy to kind of propel you through, and
yes,
that practice of gratefulness as well. And I've done probably not as much reading as you, but a little bit on the Stoicism side of things, and I think that practice of reflection, that practice of gratitude, there is some science around it too, that it does fill up the gas tank a little bit.
Yes. Actually, gratitude again. the only way you can be happy in your life, and that's the truth. Like I don't think anybody would disagree with it. The only way you can be happy in your life is that if you practice gratitude.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will never be content, right? You can have the amazing job, amazing status, and you'll be like top of the hill, but then you will like, I have everything now. Now I need more. So you need that practice of gratitude.
Yeah. Well, and this is something, you know, I don't profess to be overly good at as well, because I'm sure that sometimes my laser focus ahead probably gets me in trouble. but I think that there's something to be said for that idea of contentment too. And to be able to be content is probably one of the happiest spots to be in.
Yes. Uh, uh, they say like I think I heard like one of the line one day, what you have today should be your wants. That's it. If you have everything what you have today and you're content, you are the happiest person on this planet.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying don't be don't be ambitious. It's good to be ambitious. That's how human progress. But focus on what you have today and be content and keep improving.
Interesting. And so I think so many people combine those things, right? Where they attach the idea of pursuit to the idea of what do I have today.
Yeah.
And I really like what you're saying around if you separate them. You can two things can exist at the same time. You can be really happy with what you have but also be excited about what you're in pursuit of.
Yes. Like for example, like maybe Keith wanted to have 1 million views on the podcast, right?
This is the episode I gotta.
yeah. Maybe you want to have 1 million views, but your main goal is to like have the podcast where people can learn, the message they are getting out of it, they can grow, right?
Yeah.
So if that's your goal, I'm sure that then 1 million can be achieved slowly, right? But our goal should be like what we can do for others.
100%, and very selfishly with the podcast too. It's, you know, and I talked to Zach about this on our team, and I feel so fortunate. I get to talk to amazing people like yourself all day, and the conversations I'm super grateful to be able to have. And I think that our listeners like it too. But it just in terms of the ability to have these conversations, the ability to bring light to the incredible things that people are doing, I just feel very fortunate to be able to do.
No, and I think I think podcasts are a great way to listen to people, how people think. As I say, like I get like thousands of messages, like, and I cannot get back to everyone. And sometimes like, oh, can you just take a phone call? But I don't have time, right?
Yeah.
And I think these podcasts are a great way to at least people to know that how I think, what I do.
Yeah.
And similarly, like I find like books are also the great way to meet those great minds, right?
Yeah.
How they think.
Are you announcing a book? Or are you
No.
already...
No. I'm just happy to read the books. I don't think I can write a book. Maybe AI can help you to write it, but no.
There you go. I feel like I'm sure it could help you write one, whether or not it's a good one. I feel like that's the next question. But
yeah, but who will buy it? That's the other question.
I'm sure someone would buy your book. I want to bring it back to some of the exposure you have on the job market and career side of things before we wrap up today. You have so many people that are looking for opportunities. Are there any kind of macro trends that you're starting to see in the job market itself when it comes to Calgary or even Canada as a larger whole with your community?
See, one thing which I've started seeing is like a lot more people are looking for like AI skills and the data skills, and a lot of people who the newcomer who came to this country or the people already in this country, they are still working on the older technologies, and I'm seeing like a lot more as companies are trying to be more efficient, right? So these people are getting out of the market, and then they are putting more time to run those AI skills. So the demand, even from the startups who wanted to hire from us, they ask for people who know AI tools, who know the technologies, who can build AI tools for them. So I guess that's the way so I'm sure like everybody trying to say the same thing on this show.
Yeah.
It's the future is AI, right? And the people who are going to learn and keep the pace with the learning will get hired.
And so what advice are you giving people in your community? And like, because once again, AI is such a big topic that how do I learn AI? How do I become AI proficient? And how do I communicate that in a meaningful way?
So
I think is a challenge all in itself.
yeah, okay, okay, I will say in terms of like I'll give you example of like some developers, right? So we recently we are right now doing a project with a startup. We are trying to make like an AI bot for them. Okay, so what that AI bot do is basically read their website and give the answers, right? Like for example, it can say like what product you sell and like what do you do, and because no people are very distracted nowadays, they cannot click, so they just want to talk to AI bot like ChatGPT, right? So we are building it for for the startup, and we have like one senior developer who is guiding the junior people, so it can be part of their portfolio. The similar project, maybe like it's more regulated again. Like, it's similar project done by CRA recently, and it cost CRA $18 million to build that project, and we are doing for a few thousand. Again, I'm not comparing the technology here. There's a huge difference, I'm sure, but I'm just showing like even the giants like CRA, who have like so much information, they're also going that way, and the startups are also going that way. So building those projects will really help them to catch up, at least have better understanding.
Yeah.
So working on those live projects.
So the ability to almost have like build that bank of stories, be willing to kind of dive in, figure it out.
Yes, figure it out. Yes, and that's what AI is. You have to keep figuring it out, right? As we are going ahead, you have to keep figure out the path. Like what's happening today, what you want to learn. By the time you learn something, it will get old, and you have to learn something else.
Well, I know you have a partnership with Inception U.
Yes.
And so we had Margot on the show last week.
Okay.
So I think she'll actually be coming out the week. She will have come out at this point.
Okay.
But the idea of some of those meta skills and the ability to ingest some of the new technologies, and rather focusing on like, okay, well, I need this specific coding language, the ability to creatively problem solve, the ability to have some of those deeper skills as well.
Yes.
Seems to be really important.
Yes. My son is 7-year-old, and he's amazing chess champion.
Yeah.
And yesterday he's asking me the same question. He's like, AI is coming, and I don't know when we grow, what we will do. Yeah. And so what should I learn? He's 7, and he asked me this question. And so I told him, like, no, it's more about like problem solving skills. Yeah. It's about how you can solve a particular problem. Yeah. So it applies from that age to like 80, 90 years old. It's the same condition now.
Yeah. But AI and chess is actually, I find, a fascinating case study in how that technology arcs as well. Because if you think back to like the original AI models, and this would have been like 20-something years ago, when they started doing like the actual chess simulations, it's been a long time that the best AI models could beat the smartest human in the world.
Yes, yeah.
But I think people like the human-to-human chess connection because it's about the person-to-person, and the technology all of a sudden, although it's superior, becomes obsolete.
Yes, and I also see like what you are gaining when you're playing with other human. It's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
You are it's more you are learning how to face the pressure. There's some other person sitting in front of you, right? You are maybe trying to learn how to manage the conflicts, like if something happens. So it's a totally different thing. Yeah. So that's what we try to push. We try to push like more human connection, and that's the reason I think I call it Tech Connect. To connect using technology.
I love it. What advice are you giving him? So, I have a 3-year-old daughter, so she's not quite at the stage where she's asking me for that kind of advice yet. But for your son, like 7 years old, they're starting to ask these questions. What is the advice that you're giving?
So as I say, like I let I'm working with my son. I find he's very introvert. Maybe he's that age. Yeah. So what we try to do with him is like we try to make him more social, right? We try to give him a topic and like, okay, come in front of me and pitch this idea to me. Yeah. And then I give him 1 minute and he talk about idea like, okay, why you should buy this pencil from me, right? So I think developing those skills, and also like I talk about things like resilience, right? And adaptability. So these are things which you need to talk to your kids, right? Like tell them a story about like, oh, there's a turtle who never gave up, or like like I make these stories with my son all the time, and I ask him, what did you learn? And he said like, I learned never to give up.
Amazing.
So just like a self-reflection, I think it's a practice which you need to do with your kids every few days. So they keep learning. Yeah. It's like reading a finance book, which will tell you like, don't buy like those crypto stocks or these, but if you stop reading them after 5 days, you go and buy it
Right.
because it's out of your system.
Yeah. So the repetition and kind of ingraining into
Yes,
your day-to-day life.
yes. Unless it become a part of your brain system.
I feel like our conversation has gone by in like 45 seconds.
Yes, yes. I didn't realize.
We like and so I could keep like you and I we're gonna have a podcast number 2. That's almost guaranteed. But if you had any kind of final words that you wanted to leave our audience with about either the work that you're doing, maybe even ways that they can help you out, and maybe exercise that giving muscle to you or the work that you're doing.
Yeah, I think I think you touched upon it in the beginning that I call myself like a chief servant officer because I feel like being a service to other people is my ultimate source of happiness, and if there's something I can where I can support other people or where other people can support the people who are looking for opportunities, where other people can give their time in helping other people to develop those skills, we were more than happy to welcome those people. Or like any kind of advice, because as I say, like the reason Tech Connect grows so much is because of other people, and it's the other people's support which will make it grow too.
Phenomenal. And we'll put the link to the Tech Connect website and everything in the show notes. But if someone wanted to get in touch with you, I know we've made some jokes around LinkedIn being a tiny bit of a vortex. But if someone wanted to connect into Tech Connect or yourself, what's the best way to do that?
So they can message me on the LinkedIn. You can put my LinkedIn link over there. Yeah, I will try to reply. But we also have like Tech Connect Alberta also has a like LinkedIn page. They can go there. They can message. So we have like people who can reply over there too. At the same time, if they go on our website, we have like a contact us form where they can connect with us. We also have like volunteer with us form where they can volunteer with us.
Amazing. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the conversation today.
Thank you for calling me. Maybe next time I'll be better prepared.
There we go. I love it. Well, now you know what to expect. But
I guess I can talk another 45 minutes here.
Like I said, I don't think we're going to run out of things to talk about next time. But thank you so much for coming on, and really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're going to out-thank you each other here. This is going to be at 4 minutes of thank yous at the end.
All right.
Awesome. Cheers.
Thank you.
If you've made it this far, like and subscribe on YouTube or follow and leave a review on your favorite podcasting platform so you don't miss any future episodes.